businesses in the public. Like when you are driving your car privately, you're not even supposed to have licenses, but because they found a way of making money out of you and they know you're ignorant of the law, obviously they'll make you fear, make you require licenses and all these other things, and charge you a lot of money that you don't even require to be charged because you don't know law. This is what people miss. Ignorance of the law is what is making us suffer the most. They can never make a seed illegal. They can never make a plant by God illegal. They can never. Taxation is just like paying tithes. It's voluntary. But the way they have structured it, you think like it's a must to pay it. Because yourself, you don't even know what is considered a crime. A crime is when someone violates a contract or someone damages someone's property or you injure someone. There has to be an injured party. For example, when they take it to court and they claim that you have not paid tax, who have you injured? They put the burden of proof on you so that you prove to the government that you have paid taxes. Instead, you should put the burden of proof on the government to show you how you owe them that tax, and they'll never be accountable to you. The same with the banks and their loans, because they're scamming you because you don't know about law. All these things go back to the basics of law. New World Order, all they want to do is make you forget about common law, forget about human rights, make you think that you are this legal fiction identities that they've created out here, that you are this legal IDs, digital IDs that they're trying to implement out here, but you're not those things. Where you claim to be a digital ID, you claim to be a contract. Your ID is a contract. You sign a contract with a company called Kenya government, and you mistake that ID to be you. It's not you. That's why even I was asking you, do you even know what voting means? Or do you people just do things because you are told to do? You haven't even looked up what does it mean when I'm voting?
Tell us.
It's just a census. Your voting doesn't matter. Your voting doesn't count. Those who count the votes do count, not your votes.
Manu, unmute yourself. Najua uko na submissions zako kadhaa.
No. I just want to add something on CLW. I just want to understand, for example, if I'm selling my land, right? I sell my land. The same government collects taxes from the what I sold. And then after some time, the same government will come and say, this is not your land. I don't understand. Maybe we should start asking simple questions like that. So is it this government is just a scandal?
Manu, you guys, let me tell you.
The government itself is a scam. They don't
Let
own
me tell you
anything.
something. Let me tell you something. Now let me just tell you something. What is happening? Their lands, about this controlling of seats, it is being controlled in the Western world. That is the reality. About expiring IDs, it is being in the West. I think the issue to join, that is why I wanted to educate you about this non-ally NATO. These things, what Ruto is doing, is all NATO lands are doing. NATO countries are doing. So he has to comply to those rules. You get it? That is the biggest problem here. He has to comply to the NATO standards.
But I partly agree. I partly agree and I still disagree with lifestyle, because bottom line, there is an agenda in the world that they have always tried to swindle us so that we can commonly think about an issue subject around our lives more than the real issues that are supposed to be there. Because to date, if you look at most of laws that were passed through Uhuru Kenyatta, most of them, they are no longer working, and some of them, even if they're in the law, are no longer there. It will take a lot of time and, a lot of time and energy to implement some of them.
Yeah, that is why, Barry, let me tell you something. Even
me
if you
finish.
don't disagree, I'm just telling you for the experience.
Can I please
Yes,
finish?
yes.
And please, if I'm talking, nipate tu your time nimalize point ya mine because unafanya inapotea. Like, okay, naturally speaking today, if we were to look at Kenya in a deeper, meaningful way, ni kuonesha most of our lands in Kenya has yuko only rich in food production. There is a hidden gem down on our land. Na hii kitu ndio inawasumbua. Si story na seeds. Seeds is just a way of trying to dilute our mindset, tuacha kuangalia the whole issue about our minerals. Before in Kenya, because mi najua hapo wase wengi wanaelewa history ya kidogo ya Kenya, ni ati in our history books hakuna mali tulionyeshwa Kenya iko na minerals. Tulionyeshwa tu Kenya is a land productive na ilikuwa ukulima ndio utu. Wanatupatia. Now imagine if you were to get the right figures, then they don't even need you guys to be in Kenya. They will actually need to do something to eradicate all of you guys out of Kenya for them to get whatever they want to get without paying a dime. Again, if you were to look at Lake Magadi, for the longest time tumejuaga Lake Magadi is all about Magadi soda and salt. But in reality, there are more than 15 minerals inside Magadi. Very rare minerals in the world that are in Magadi. But who has been exploiting them for the longest time ever? It's the British government. And they've come to realize each and every other day they are doing their studies. When I come to realize there is more and more and more. Then what do we do? Because Kenya, again, is more of a British company than a republic. Because again, as I said earlier, hakuna siku tushaika chini tuka come up na structure that is of interest to our own people, kitu yenye inapelekana na culture yetu na vile tuna run mambo zetu. Look at our own constitution. Does it even enshrine what looks like Kenya? No, we have duplicated this thing from the US, directly from the US. US of A, iko na around 280 million people. Again, here we are only 50 plus million. What are we even doing? We are doing something that is totally impossible to administer. And that's why imekuwa even shambled for us to control our own governors and our own MCAs. It can't work. To make a country a burden that cannot be possible to do with it. But some politicians will stand today and actually brag they're the ones who brought the new constitution into working. And in reality, what they brought onto us was more problem than it was before. Because they devolved corruption in a seemingly tactical way. And then they will always celebrate that. And kaga hapo tukisema ngai Raila Odinga alituletea new constitution. Bullshit. The guy knew what he was doing. Because at the end of the day, it's a white man's country. And that's why wanatuondoa from real issues. The same way today. We are discussing too much about Rigathi Gachagua. But in reality, the Adani deals are going on. They're just being pushed by all muzzles.
You forgot that yesterday Kirinyaga women rep alisema walipitisha finance bill ama ukusikia?
Yeah, I remember. So imagine tuko hapo tukisikiza shenanigans za Rigathi. And remember again, when he goes to Senate, anahitaji only 17 Senate members. Again, Kawira Mwangaza today, where is he? Alifukuzwa kazi na Senate ilikuwa imesema she's null and void. Where is she today? She's back to work. Why? Through our own courts. So, bottom line, history seeds, the globalist, it's an issue unto us. We're not even supposed to be thinking about it. Because once we take this country over and make it a better place for each and every other individual and make the likes of William Ruto, the likes of Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga pay for it by their money and their own lives, that's when Kenya will change and it will work perfectly okay. So let's stop buying every other thing tunapatana nao kwa market. Hata sisi tuko wasa kujiulizanga maswali. Why are we buying this thing? Is it necessary for us to buy this thing? Yes, ni duster iko na bei rahisi. But I already have a duster in my house. Why do I need 3 or 10 dusters in my own one house? Unajua, that's what my essence was. So I partly nakubaliana na nyinyi, but it's not an agenda that we're supposed to be relying too much on. It's an agenda that we're supposed just to bypass as we go straight to what we're supposed to be doing now. And that's when nilikuwa nikiambia mpaka Dawak, on our boss on the other side, who is Morara Kebaso, I have an issue with him because the moment inafika mahali pia anakaa kona diversional tactics, that's when I feel like I'm not going to follow you like a goat. I'm going to ask questions, and if you cannot give me answers, then I won't even believe or trust in you. I'll look at you the same way I look at William Ruto. I'll just be there being honest with myself until people start knowing one thing. Hakuna mse wote mwanaingia into leadership to enrich themselves. They are going to leadership to change the lives and the livelihoods of Kenyans. Thank you.
Okay, let me add something. Let me tell you something about this SHA
1 minute
issue.
each. 1 minute each. Ikifika na 40 tunafunga.
Nataka nijibu, sitaki nipoteze jibu. Morara aliniuliza tu wanauza shamba, sijui gava inaingilia nini. Hizo stuff zote ni junyi mnaitisha gava. Hamuhitaji gava kuingilia chochote. For example, wewe uko na issue na brother yako mnagombana kuhusu shamba. Utapata nyinyi mtapigana nini, muite polisi, mpeleke kotini. Nyinyi wenyewe ndio mnaingiza gava kwa hiyo hesabu. Bala nyinyi wawili kama brother mkae chini muagrive wako niyo shamba. Hamuhitaji government in anything. Government inakufanya unafikiria mnahitaji. Ndio waingie kwa business yenu. The same way wanakuja sijui kwa marriage, sijui certificate vitu gani. Love, government haipeani love. So kwa marriage yenu government inaingilia wapi? Hasa wanataka kuingia tu kwa business. Juu unapata wakati mtaka kudivorce na muli include gava kwa biashara yenu, watasema mwalipe pia. No. Watasema mwalipe. Juu ni business. Mnasahau hii gava ni kampuni kwa tu kufanya biashara. Wanakuona wewe ni kama property na for make money. They don't see you as a living human being. Ndio maana wanataka as much as possible so about your human rights. Alafu gava why own any land. All the land belongs to the indigenous community. What they have done is they have deceived the indigenous community to think that the government is working for them and to forget their history and for making them not understanding how history links with law so that they can be able to claim their land. It's just basically an illegitimate government. The government we have, none of the indigenous community agreed on the boundaries that was set upon that we call Kenya today. So it's just we were socially engineered to agree on this thing, but it is not based on legal foundation. It's not based on law. It's a illegal government. It's just basically, it's a company. We're under military occupation, but they color it with many things. That's why I wonder people why they get surprised when the police hit them like that. We're under military occupation. They just told you are independent, but in reality it's different.
Okay, can I talk? Let me tell you what will happen with SHA. Kenyans, get prepared. This thing, it is used, it will take your data. It is going to take control. The insurance will know what kind of disease you have and everything. And at the end, let me tell you, the way the Western world is, even if you go to buy medicine, you take with your insurance card. That is the system they're bringing at home. That is the system they're bringing in. You are talking about land. In the Western world, land is not, you have every property which is owned, you have to show to the government. The property which is not owned, it is be owned by the government. That is why Kimani Ichung'wah wanted to bring this Land Amendment Act. And that is why this Wahome is moving with this land thing. You Kenyans, you have to be very careful. That is why I'm telling you, Ruto has to go. Ruto has to go. We are being colonized. We are being colonized. That is not any more joke. That is why they want to suppress the seeds. Everything is going to be controlled. One day you will wake up in Kenya to buy. That is why they want to introduce this Vegetable Seeds Act. Do you know in the Western world, to buy fresh fruits is more expensive than to buy GMO? That is why all these bills are coming, you guys. That is why they're introducing all these bills. And if you don't stop it now, we are ending in a bad place. That is the reality.
But me asking lifestyle, as much as we shall always confirm the issue of GMO, I just want to ask you a very simple question. What chicken do we eat in a place like KFC?
GMO. GMO.
Where does it come from?
Probably from the Western world.
So at the end of the day, we are consuming this thing. What do we take from there?
Yes.
So, okay, my point is, why are we in denial? Like, this thing is not at home. It's already here. And that's why I say it again.
The problem is, Barry, the problem is...
Let me finish. And that's why I'm telling you guys, stop thinking like in an illusional manner. Let's be realistic with each other.
I'm talking about realistic, Barry. Let me finish, please. I was talking...
I'm just asking you a question. I'm not even interfering.
I'm burning up because I want to explain. I want to explain you what is coming.
We have 1 minute. We close the show.
Let me tell you what is... Barry, give me a chance. I finish, then I get you to finish.
And then I'll give you the chance. Yeah. I'm just asking a very simple question. How did it end up that we need to buy maize each and every other time? And
because the seeds are being controlled already.
The maize that we eat for the longest time in Kenya since Kibaki's time, is it safe maize? Is it not GMO maize?
It's not safe maize. It is not safe maize. That is why I'm trying. Barry, let me give you an example. Do you know what? GMO in the Western world is cheaper than what is it called? Natural food, indigenous fruit, organic food. And that is what they want to introduce in Kenya. You guys, when you go, that is why this bill, this Sabina Joy bill is coming. And it will pass with these MPs there. Believe you me.
Good, thank you.
We are in a really big mess.
Guys. Mi nataka kufunga hiyo show hapo. Niko na watu wenye ni support kwa hii show. Mmoja anaitwa Jera, mwingine anaitwa Wema manze. Ando watu wenye ni support and nataka kufunga hiyo show hapo. Waambie ni watu wanakuanga wana come through anytime tukiuliza data. And manze, thank you very much kwa kukam leo.
Kabla hujamaliza, I just wanted to clarify one thing. Again, nimesema tuna divert you from the real attention to weirdo attention. Already we've been taking GMO maize for the longest time ever. We really need to come up with a situation whereby tunaweza tukajiprovide our own food. Do we have that in reality? Again, that is another question. Because again, if another president comes in Kenya today, they'll end up buying maize from some source that we never know if it's good maize, bad maize, or even worse maize. So lazima tukubaliane kitu moja. Again, nakubaliana lifestyle. Hapo majuu, chakula very cheap is the junk food, what we call fast food in up there. Hizo ndio chakula very cheapest. When it comes to Kenya, the same fast food is the most expensive food than organic food. Again, we need to know our priorities as a country. Look at a soda. I won't name a company, but look at a soda. Does it even have any good health implication unto us? No, it doesn't. But do we consume that thing in plenty? Yes, we do. We take a lot of liters of soda than we take milk. So at the end of the day, we still have a problem as a society. So it's not a thing that is being introduced by globalists. Globalists wanaangalia data yetu. They have already realized that all over, hiyo data inaonyesha kuna more GMO than we have ever planted our own.
Manu unasema aje?
Oh yeah, hii story ya GMO, watu wa majuu, they are really in bad shape. And that it's like a system, they create this GMO stuff, and then the thing is, wanna create solution here. But for example, Kenya, we don't have good healthcare system. Now imagine we start feeding ourselves with GMOs. After 20, 30 years, our health system is at a function, and we are here consuming GMOs. Can you tell me how will be the situation? So I think it's good to save this earlier than where we are heading to.
Do agree with me because it will become worse. It is going to become worse. It's either they go now, because these people are going to pass all these bills. They have to go now. We don't have any time. We are in a state of emergency.
And I agree with you,
Manu
Lester.
is
Then we
saying-
need to ban that parliament. And I said
Yes.
again, we need that June 25 moment, and we need to ban that
Yes,
building.
that
down.
is the
We
solution.
have enough money. We have enough money to build that building again. And I insist again and again. The parliament inafaa kuwekwa chini yote chini.
We don't have time about building a party. We don't. That is the reality. They'll extend their terms. It is now or never, you guys. It is really now or never. Believe you me. If you
Thank
don't
you.
save this country now, we are on big shit.
Wow. Thank you guys. Hey. Kuma mnataka tu kuendelea kuinject. We. Nimepiga more than 3 hours hiyo show.
I believe umechoka, lakini we still need to inject na tuna ubaya. We always thank
Wache
you
to
for the
inject.
platform.
Yes.
But truth be told, lazima tuache kuishi kwa illusion, tuanze kuishi in reality, and reality is we go the Bangladesh way. Let's make sure both houses of parliament are not standing straight, they are on the ground. And this is where we shall start a new Kenya, a better dispensation, and a Kenya that has a future which will never be interfered by those globalists.
I do
Anyway.
agree with Barry. That is the only way. That is the only way to save this country. We don't have dawa. Wacha nikwambie tu reality. How will you know that party can? The party for Morara, it is still on the process of registering. They can wake up on Monday. They said, "I don't give you the certificate." We have to go the Bangladesh way. That's the only way.
Yeah. These people are pushing us to the wall. Now, I just think Kenya, we have very good citizens because in our country, you know, the youth.
Wednesday. It's all about those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. And like I keep saying, JKL.
Sasa Oti, unapanda hapa kutuwekea vitu zingine, unasikia watu wako nini? Modi unasema nini?
Acha kuchochana. There's only one thing you can do to change this country is by you registering and make sure young people are registered as voters. To go and ban parliament will never help. It will create more crisis. Why do you want people to be killed just sake of nonsense like that?
Drop because you are talking. You don't know what shit we are in this country. We are in a big mess.
The mess we are in is
We
because
don't
we
even
don't
have
vote.
IBC. How are we going to register ourselves? You people stop living in illusion.
The only illusion we have is the way we are thinking right now.
Madini, what are you even saying? Wewe unajisikiza ukiongea. Because I have an issue with people like you.
Hiyo illusion mko nayo ati kila
Wewe
kitu
illusion, wewe ndio uko na illusion because nashangaje. What are you even saying? Are you even listening to
Illusion,
yourself?
Maduya.
Yes, I'm
We are
listening
living
to
in the
myself.
reality now. Wake up to the reality.
Welcome to reality. Reality is Kenya is not okay.
Register as voters and vote for the right
How will
leaders.
we register voters? Yes,
The way
our own
Morara is
immigration.
Morara knows what he's doing. He's going to register
What
political
the
party.
fuck are you even
Why-
saying?
IBC, you guys wake up to the reality. Wake up to the
What are you
reality.
fucking even
Huyu
telling us?
anakuja, huyu
Talking us
ametumwa
here.
kuja waharibia debate yenu huyu.
Stop that nonsense.
the fuck was that? How do you even tell us to register? What are we registering to or from? Yet our immigration department is dead. Today getting an ID in Kenya will take you forever. I try kuja. Then how will you register? Surely.
Yes guys,
Oti
habari
sema
zenu kwanza.
kwa
Kwa
sana.
kura and civic education.
Poleni kwanza, nimepanda hapo juu for the first time, alafu kulikuwa na kelele fulani hapo. Naishi karibu na barabara, so you guys need to understand me. Okay, mi nilikuwa nasema in the coming government, we as the Gen Zs, millennials and whoever is a Kenyan, we need to vote in a government yenye wataanza kutusikiliza from the first point. Sio ya kwamba wakati kuna kitu kama sasa, kwa mfano hii kitu imefanyika juzi, ndio kunakuwa na public participation. No, let this public participation be involved in every step that government makes, every step that parliament takes. Ikue kupitisha mswada, kufanya nini, kila kitu. That is my concern.
Okay, good. Modi anakuona hapo chini. I think utabidi kuja hii live siku kadhaa uelimishwe vitu zingine. Jumi, what I understand, you are there just only there to support the government and maybe to support the system. Kuna vitu mingi uelewi. If you could be coming to these platforms, change your mentality, and I'm 100% sure you'll be telling people about what we want, all the new change that we want as Kenyans, in short. So mi nimekuona hapo chini and sina mengi ya kukuambia mimi. I got no much to tell you. Yo guys, me I want to end that live at that juncture. Tutapatana kesho asubuhi. I'm 100% sure tutapatana. Manu unmute bana. Manu labda hata ni atatubaia data za kesho.
Yeah, just show up. Na useme
I'll be there in the morning. Ndio hiyo number.
Okay. Oh, sawa.
Guys, mimi mtu yote promote platform yetu, ni unibaia data. Sometimes I'm not in Nairobi. Like today siko Nairobi and I have used over 600 kwa data zenye nimetumia leo. Like now I'm out of Nairobi. Niko Malindi mahali ndani. And mi uhakikisha hii kitu tunaifanya every day. Lifestyle umeona consistency, yeah?
Na consistency lazima ibaki hivyo ndio tuendelee kuinject.
Nimekubali, unaweza ukamaliza live, and I'm happy for you always. You're a brother who'll always listen and try inject in the right manner. Mi upenda vile si upige issue.
Yes, at least nani unaelewa. Bari. Manu, unasemaje? Tusikufungie nje.
We disagree and then we agree. That's the way to go. Yeah, let's be consistent. Tuendelee kuinject. Yep. If you need any support, we are here.
Yes, chukua hiyo number. Acha nikuandikie jina hapa chini. So, yo guys, kama uko hapa haujapata nafasi ya kupanda, kesho tuko hapa asubuhi na mapema. In fact, if you don't remember, tomorrow ilikuwa ina celebratiwa kama Moi Day. So bado kesho ni siku. We'll be here. Hatutakuwa makazi. So wenye hawajui Moi Day ni kesho.
Na kesho.
Yes, lifestyle.
Msidavaitiwe. Kuna kesi about in court about dissolving the parliament. Mweke that kwa akili.
That's so good, guys. We'll keep mimi kwanza you guys watu wenye mko diaspora. Unaona hii mambo ya hot culture venye mumeyamkia. Personally leo Sabina Chege alinipigia simu. Siko nataka kupiga hii story, and she was talking about this platform venye inapiga bill yake na hata haja present, and akani promise atatutumia hiyo copy ya hiyo bill, lakini hajafanya hivyo mpaka kufikia sasa. So me I know hii platform iko na change yani. yani inaleta
Kwa nini
change
haja
design
kutumia hiyo
nyingine.
bill?
Up to
Tumekuexplainia
sahi
sasa.
hajanitumia. And you guys, let me tell you, hii namba yangu wanakuja wanaitoa hapa. And I'll expose them. By the way, very soon, nitakwambia lifestyle siku ya kuexpose wenye wanatupigia simu. That's what they are doing. Wacheni tufunge issue. Tunaweza guzana kidogo tupate tumewaandika.
Okay, cool. Lakini tutaendelea kuanika, and anybody who goes against the movement hatakosa kumuita kando. Even if you're part of us, tutakuita kando. Tutakuita, tutakwambia ukweli.
Hiyo sasa hapo na unasema ukweli kabisa.
Either you change ama we crucify you. Mambo ni mbili.
Radicalization lazima tuifanye. Utakuwa unasikia hii current regime unasikia kuruka kichwa. It's either you are with us ama wewe ni msaliti. Good. Nataka kuandikia Manu jina hapa chini, achukue jina ili tufunge hii kitu. Yo guys, let me also remind you about Inject Party, and niko na hizo dakika 5 hivi, naona saa 6 ikigonga nifunge. I want to tell you more about Inject Party. Ni chama ambayo inaendeshwa na Morara, and anaisukuma na mipango zake, and I'm sure that kuna mayouths pia wengine wanapanga kukuja na vyama vyao. They might not buy Morara's idea of political party, but maybe wako na idea ya kuchange nchi pamoja. So bado pia hizo vyama tutazipokea, and you guys to support wengine. Tusisahau pia kuna mayouths wengine, they are ready, they are there outside, manze doing civic education, they are there, they want change. So guys, hata wao mkiwapata, if there is a way you can give them your support, manze waangushie support yako. If there is a way unaweza wapea support. Rutom Chinku, how are you sir? So if there is a way you can give them your support, usikose. So that hizi vita zenye leo tumeona za X na Twitter, tujaribu kuzipunguza. We all understand that wanasema that Wakenya wanasema wanasaidia, lakini wana focus na Morara peke yake. Mmejiona hizo vita zote zenye zinaendelea. So guys, it's high time, if you also feel like kuna mtu mwingine anafanya kitu ambayo inaendeleza nchi yetu, manze anywhere, piga support either way. I think hiyo habari iko sawa, si ndio?
I agree with you 100%, but mi kuna kitu moja nasema, let's not tuache kudwell sana na story ya party as part to say, because inafika mahali inaanza kutu divert again.
Do you know the reason why we want other people to focus na mambo ya party? At the moment ukiangalia vyama vyote sahi, vyote vya kisiasa wameingia ground, wameanza kutengeneza vitu zinaitwa youth league. In fact hata leo nimeona ODM imelaunch yao. So hata sisi tunasema even if si wote tutafocus na kujenga chama, wengine tutaendelea kupush issues like civic education. Wewe unajua sisi ni team civic education, we might not be interested in politics, but we want to be part of the change. So if kuna watu wanafeel watasukuma hiyo angle, wasukume hiyo angle. Sisi wengine wenye
Kenya natuma nililie hiyo angle dawak ni kitu moja. Nimekam kurealize kitu moja. The party issue is bringing in money. And the money issue is what crumbles everything. Because the moment tunaingiza party, there is always a price tag. And that's why nilikuwa nikisema hivi, mi kwangu sina issues na party kuformiwa ama kutoformiwa, but it's practically an issue. Today, if you were to concentrate, put the same energy tunaekelea kwa parties and other, you know, hizo vitu zote za hizo structures za league, whatever, tungekuwa tuna push our agenda more and better, because we could have been united, tuache kuwa swindled by money. Because again,
what is our agenda? What's our agenda?
When we finish dawak, ukicheki nimekam kunotice kitu moja. Kuna wase pia wanasema wako majuu, ama wanatumia wase wako majuu to fund people in those so-called movement areas. But in reality, the intention is to neutralize us than to make us, unajua, move with the movement. So kwangu tunasema hivi, I don't care about the party issue. Do your part as a party leader, whatever you're doing. But do not divert the whole attention on towards party affiliations. Let us stick and focus to the movement. The movement is very simple. All of us are just crying for one simple thing. deplatform William Ruto at all cost. And the moment we deplatform William Ruto, we deplatform even all those parties that you're talking about. Because if today we're talking about draining a swamp, then we shall drain a swamp from the smallest party in Kenya to the biggest party in Kenya. And at the end of the day, the moment they go, once we come up with a party, it won't even take us a month. It will only take us a week or two to go to formalize every other thing. But if you look at today, I'll give you an example like our boss, Morara. Morara amefika mahali sasa ameanza kukua, he's a diversional tactician, because leo sijui ako huku, sijui niko na mall, sijui niko na things that are not even adding up. Yet, the moment you are in that you're sehemu ya kujificha, nobody used to care about you, things used to happen, you used to push the movement to the next level. But the moment ulianza kujieka hapo, unaanza kuambia wase even your moves, tomorrow I'll be in Tarakanidhi, tomorrow I'll be in, you're already predicting yourself where you will be. And then again, blunder starts coming towards you, and then you start playing a victim. Yet instead of you taking responsibility from the word go, tulianza na ile story accident. Hata yeye mwenyewe aliconfirm jana kwamba hii story accident, it was not a coincidence, it was something that was planned, and it was planned specifically to eliminate him. So this guy knows already kwamba the moment ndajieka pale mbele nikiwa the only key person, every other blunder will be coming to me, and the moment things comes towards me, then I'll dissolve and devolve the movement in the worst part, because at the end of the day, Taka movement yote is all about Morara Kebaso. It's on Morara's shoulder, and the moment inafika hapo, then them, if he dies today, then the movement dies with him. Why? Because he has already diverted that attention towards that position. But if he can just stick to what he was doing best, do what he does best to each and every other. Kama niyo story ya Dani sasa angekuwa ameishika, akuwe the spearhead pale mbele. Like from there now, the Dani is at this position. It is on this corridor. It has reached this corridor. Ingekuwa far much better, because this is what he is good at, and he can do it better than those political aspects zenye analeta ndani. And I think this is where the work, I have an issue with him as a person, because to me, I feel like now, as much as you're talking about malls, pia anaanza kusound more of a mall than a leader. Because bottom line, kila mahali ukishaenda, coincidentally something happens. You go somewhere coincidentally. The first time aliarestiwa, coincidentally akitoka shift was launched. Rely and have the same formation with you. Wataanza kufeel hapana, you are a bad omen. As much as you are a bad omen, now you become something questionable. So let's be honest with each other. If you guys are there sitting down with Morara, tell him the truth. The truth of the matter is, we don't actually need a party for now, because we don't even have an IBC. Let's start fighting for the real sheets. Zikisha ingiana zote, then our party is there. Imewekwa hapo, ili register, iko hapo ready for anything at any given time. Because even today, who will you bring in? You just bring in people who don't understand, people who will be malls again. Wakuja kwa hiyo party yako, anza kuidestroy from inside out. But if you can just put it as a pending, ikae kama vile tunasema sahi. If you have your ID, stay with it. If your parent has an ID, stick with your parent, give them civic education. And if you feel like they can't understand civic education, in case we reach 2027, and that is in case. But now you look, Morara has stamp. We are just waiting for 2027. Again, you won't tell me we are not going to suspect this guy is a mall or the work. Let's be honest. Who shall divert history? The goal is 20.